as regular listeners will know, every week we have a workplace expert and we ask them for their hot take on the world of work. We want bold insights, surprising predictions, and occasionally unpopular opinions. We want to know what's going on in the world of work, what's broken, and what is coming next. Today, we are joined by Reddy, who is the founder of Leap Health. Anna is a workplace health and wellbeing leadership coach and host of the Lead Health Workplace podcast that Leanne's been on. I think it's out this week, next week. After nearly 2 decades in the pharmaceutical industry, Anna founded Leap Health to help organizations from finance to healthcare. They help them to prioritize well-being through workshops and coaching on burnout. Burnout? That's a weird way of saying it. Burnout, nutrition, and obviously menopause. Her mission is very simple: to bridge the gap between health and business performance, creating workplaces where people thrive. Now, Reddy is not just her name. Reddy is the acronym of the 5 things you need to do to stay healthy, stay energized, and stay motivated at work. So let's go and meet Anna and hear about her Reddy method.
So I'm Anna. I am the founder of Leap Health, and I'm a workplace health, wellbeing and performance coach. So I deliver workshops around all different areas of health, including nutrition, burnout, menopause, all different areas of health, which are ultimately catalyst to performance. And I do one-to-one coaching as well. Often when people start on their career pathway or start in the organisation, they have that honeymoon period where they're so excited and they're trying to give it their all and go that 150% to show everyone how wonderful they are. But over time, that starts to take a toll on us and stress starts to build up. And burnout, in essence, is that build-up of chronic stress. So it's all those little stresses that we might not notice that are starting to increase in our life until we've got that chronic stage of stress. And when we've experienced that for a long time, that's when burnout does occur. So we all need to be aware of what the signs and symptoms are and how we can call it out in other people. So such as people becoming a bit disengaged with the job, disengaged from other people, feeling tired all the time, not being able to concentrate, noticing physical symptoms as well, maybe in terms of the heart rate, in terms of muscle aches and pains, just understanding those different signs and symptoms that might be happening. And then for people to understand how you actually have conversations. Because all too often we'll say to people, how are you feeling? Are you okay? And the response is always, yeah, I'm fine. And I posted recently on LinkedIn, people might have seen this image before, but of a chap that's smiling and in his head is a child that's all crunched up and frightened. And I think, a lot of people feeling this in organisations. They put a brave face on, smile, and yet they're crumbling inside. And we need to be able to voice that crumbling a little bit more so that we can support each other to have that true, authentic smile on our face. So I do truly believe it's about being able to call people out. But it's also being able to empower people to put strategies in place to prevent that long-term chronic stress building up. And I often use a Reddy method, which I'm going to introduce you to now. R is for rest, recovery, recharge. E is for eating well. A is for activity. D is for distraction management. And Y is for you. So people might be thinking, this doesn't really sound very business related and very performance related. But actually, setting these as your foundations help you be stronger physically and mentally and be able to perform better. So in terms of R, rest, recovery, recharge, we need to realise that we can't just keep going, because ultimately our productivity levels do start to dip. We need to prioritise that rest, recovery, recharge. And by prioritising that, and particularly getting adequate amounts of sleep, so making sure that we're not doing emails late at night that are going to stimulate our brain so that we're awake all night, making sure that we're not having mega early meeting starts so that we're thinking all night, I've got to be up early in the morning, making sure we minimise that conflict with colleagues so it's not playing on your mind all the time, making sure we've got clarity in what we're doing so that we're not confused and it's keeping us awake at night. But being able to prioritise that rest, recovery, recharge enables your brain to be able to flush out, clear, reset itself at night so that you can greater clarity, greater confidence, and know more what you're doing so that you can perform better without getting overwhelmed and stressed. And recognising during the day when we need to take breaks away. And again, this comes back to calling other people out, noticing maybe when they're getting a bit agitated, when they're struggling a little bit, and calling them out, telling them to take a break, telling them to have 5 minutes around the block to get a bit of fresh air and reset. Because people don't always recognise themselves. The next one is eating well. And as a nutritionist, I always encourage people to focus on fueling the mind, because what you eat has a big impact on your brain. And although it's only 2% of your body weight, it consumes 20% of your calories. So we really need to fuel our mind. And I always, all these areas I go to in deep dives in terms of workshops, but I'm just giving you a little taster of them all. But yeah, in terms of what I would always recommend is prioritize the nutrients that you need for yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, but prioritize the nutrients that you need. Make sure you're fueling well during the day. Fuel your brain like it's a Ferrari, like you would your car, so that you can perform and be at your best. So that you're not becoming overwhelmed and work's getting too much for you. You've got that clarity. You're not getting yourself in a food coma because you're eating that many snacks during the day. You're not letting yourself go for massive periods of time so that you're hungry and you can't focus. Fuel your mind like it's a Ferrari. Prioritize the nutrients that you need. And indirectly, you'll have less of the ones that maybe you don't need as well. But try to encourage those healthy habits in the workplace. Have healthy food out, nutritious food. Fuel your employees like you would fuel your Ferrari. The next one is a activity. And again, often we feel like we're too busy, or we've got too many things to do. We're overwhelmed with work that we need to sit at our desk all the time. Actually, we need to take time away. Again, that will reduce that chronic stress, reduce some of those symptoms that are coming on with burnout as well. And actually reframing exercise into movement that's going to stimulate your mind, that's going to stimulate your creativity, that's going to boost those neurochemicals in your brain, such as dopamine, serotonin, noradrenaline, which are going to enable you to be more productive so that you can switch off and get that rest time at the end of the day. So again, calling other people out, making health contagious, which is one of my favorite phrases. Go up to someone in the office or phone someone if you work in hybrid. Let's have a walk and talk outside. Let's solve one of our business problems on a walk and talk outside. Believe you and me, you will get far more from that than sat in front of a screen or just sat face to face in an office. D is for distraction management, and I talk a lot about positive noise and negative noise. You are in control of a lot of that noise. So really try to absorb and expose yourself to as much positive noise as you can. If you see leaders that are leading the life that you want to lead, learn more about them. Learn more about them. Don't expose yourself with lots of negative noise of people that work constantly, that think, the more hours, the better. Because in the background, they're probably suffering from signs and symptoms of burnout and are probably completely drained. So get a good dose of positive noise. A good podcast like this, get yourself all that positive noise, and that can overcome that negative noise as well. And why is the most important one. So this is think about you. So if you're getting overwhelmed with work and you're thinking that, I can't take my foot off the brake, I'm too involved in this, I can't let anything go, you need to think about your bigger purpose. What's really important to you? Is it just what your boss thinks? Is it just that paycheck at the end of the day? Or is it actually how you're showing up now as a person? How you're interacting with other people right now? Is it your long-term health? Failing to sleep, there's links with lack of sleep and the buildup of amyloid plaques in your brain, which are associated with Alzheimer's. There's lots and lots of long-term chronic complications that happen when you fail to prioritize your health. So really try to dig deep and think of your purpose. Have you got something going on in your world? Maybe I do a lot of work around menopause. Maybe you're a woman who's struggling with your hormones right now. And could be at higher risk of burnout because you're trying to manage all different things. What can you empower yourself with to help yourself today? So that is the Reddy method, which you can use at any time of the day. If you just feel a little bit down at one point in the day and don't know, why you're feeling down, check in with the Reddy method and think, what's the small little things that I could do today? What are the small steps that I could do that could have a big difference? Or if you want to look at your life in a bigger picture, what are the small things that I can do that would have a really, really big impact? And I know that this is all about truth and lies and misconceptions. So I'm going to give you a quick misconception now, is that it's people that don't know how to manage the stress that are at risk of burnout. It's not those top performers. Well, actually, I truly believe it's the people that just don't prioritize empowering the health and well-being as a catalyst to performance. And by prioritizing your health and well-being doesn't mean that you perform less or that you're not, you're not going to achieve your goals. It means that you're going to get there faster. You're going to get there faster, but you're going to get there happier as well. And it's not just at an individual level we need to target this, it's at a collective level in organisation.